And this is my first podcast, Ishan. I've been evading it for almost 2 years.
With a career spanning over 2 decades, one of India's leading voices in design and interiors, she has been shaping the conversation around architecture, interior design, and art. She graduated with a degree in applied arts from MS University, Vadodara. With a keen eye for detail, functionality, and cultural influence, she has carved a niche for thoughtful curation within the design community. Her passion and contributions to the world of design have inspired many. Known for her approachable nature, she is also one of the warmest people I have ever met. We're thrilled to have her join us today. Let's welcome none other than Mrudul Pathak Kundu. Hi,
Hi, Ishan.
how are we?
Nervous but excited.
Well, it's an exciting opportunity for me,
Hmm.
and I feel that I'm lucky enough to be already sitting in the space of Elle Décor, where usually it's hustle and bustle, but today it's pretty quiet, I see.
It's a Saturday afternoon, and yeah, you can literally feel the silence, which is amazing.
Yeah,
But yeah,
great.
otherwise, it's a fairly chaotic place. This entire team
Hmm,
is right behind me who sits, and we are all over the place. But
hmm,
I think that's the buzz. That's
hmm.
that's that's how things happen at El Deco.
I can totally understand. Before we dive right in, I have to ask you, how does it feel to be on the other side of the table today? Because I know you're always moderating these events and shooting with other people, but you're never on the camera. So how does it feel to be on the other side today?
Very nervous. So many years in the industry, and I'm still nervous. Um, but I think for me, it is important that you get out of your comfort zone.
Hmm,
Hence, I have been moderating panels
hmm,
because I feel there is something that if you are not confident about, you
hmm.
need to dive it in. So I'm right here,
No, I'm glad we're
and
doing
we
this.
are doing this. So
Yeah.
yeah, and this is my first podcast, Ishan. I've been evading it for almost 2 years, and if this goes well,
Hmm,
and then I may do a few more.
hmm,
Otherwise,
hmm.
I'm very happy to be behind the camera with my team.
I am honored that you have decided to do it with me, and I'm 100% sure we're going to have some exciting conversations and especially learnings for me also.
Let's roll it.
Yeah. So, as I told you that I've joined within in the last year and I'm into marketing and sales, I really enjoy meeting people, and I think over the last 1 year I've met more than 100 architects. We participated in design shows, so I meet people there. I've traveled for work, so I like it. So many years, let's talk about you. So many years in media, met hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people. Do you still find it exciting? And uh, is it like fun to always keep on meeting new people, hearing inspiring stories, seeing new design things happening around?
It is. It is. I mean, it's fairly
Hmm,
simple. Each and every human being, each and every house, every element has its own style and essence. And you're always constantly meeting different people, different
hmm,
styles, hearing their stories. And I think over the years, I have started enjoying it. And now, of course, it's my job
hmm.
as an editor. So yeah, overall, I think it is one of the highlight of my job, and I thoroughly enjoy talking to people,
Superb.
which I thought I would never be
Hmm,
otherwise. But I think no, I'm easing out into this
hmm.
scenario and loving it.
No, I mean, it's glad because 20 plus years already, I don't even know how many conversations you must have had till now. And, still being eager to kind of learn more, explore more. But I think uh, that's it about design. You're always eager to kind of see what others are doing, what's new, what's different. And I think design is something that can kind of keep you going. It's not like a boring job?
No, no, no. My God, there has been never a dull day at Elle Decor. Uh, 24 years. Of
Hmm.
course, I've started meeting and going out in the capacity of editor just since post lockdown.
Hmm.
But before that, I was quietly hiding behind the computer. I had a giant
Hmm.
G5 machine, which is ancient anymore. You
Hmm.
don't see those. And I used to be very happy doing layouts and looking at the design of the magazine,
Hmm.
ideating for shoots or planning. That is my comfort zone.
Hmm.
That fifth, I mean, I've done that for the larger part of my role. So yeah,
Hmm.
that this is different, but yeah,
But now you're kind of shooting a lot of stuff with a lot of designers and architects and interviewing them and sitting on panels, and you enjoy that part as well.
I do. I do. I have to say I do.
Mm. Moving on, I have to talk about your journey because I really feel that it's been a significant journey, starting from being born in Maharashtra, going to Gujarat, traveling in the state of Gujarat, experiencing different cultures in that state. Uh, Getting married to a man from Kolkata, experiencing different cultures over there, then coming to Bombay and working with various publications before Elle Decor and then Elle Decor for 20 plus years. So I have to ask you, have you always been this strong-willed or has it come with time?
I don't think I would call it strong-willed. But I think the situations took me along this route. Like, for instance, when I passed out in
Mm,
1998 from MS University,
mm,
uh, there was a recession. Advertising agencies were not hiring. And I got to know that only after I came to Bombay in search of a job. And it I gave multiple interviews. Me,
mm,
my colleagues who were all, some of us came to Bombay, a lot of us moved
mm,
to different metros because for advertising or for applied arts, these are the cities where things happen, and
mm,
Bombay was on the top list.
mm,
So we would give interviews after interviews, and nothing would really materialize. And obviously, it was the slump that everybody was facing. And so a lot of us after 98 and 99 moved into different streams. Some of my batchmates, it was the beginning of dot com. So a lot of them moved into
.com.
dot com. I moved into publication by chance because I wasn't getting a job in advertising agency. And I think that's how
Mm.
my path sort of got paved because my first job in Bombay was in a publication house.
It's very interesting that you don't kind of see it as something being strong-willed, but I do because being moving in the same state also na. See, I was born and brought up in Delhi. I went to modern school Barakamba Road, and my parents moved to Gurgaon when I was, I think, in the sixth or the seventh grade, and they asked me, "Okay, you change school," and I said, "No, I'll travel that 1 hour to Delhi, but I will wanna stay with my friends in my comfort zone." But I know that you have moved states, so moved cities in Gujarat, and kind of accepted what comes, changed schools and accepted it.
Yeah. So I think dad being in a state government made me travel to multiple cities. As a child, probably I don't think I was very excited about.
Hmm,
We would change, we would be moving from one city to another. And I remember, in the night, I would be crying because I would like, oh my God, I have to leave this city and, go to some another city next day. But I think when you're young,
hmm,
these kind of feelings are temporary.
hmm,
So I would move on. And now looking back, I think it was fine. It was best. I didn't mind it at all, and
hmm.
I got to see different cities and different cultures, and each city has been special to me. So I'm quite happy and
Super.
okay about it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't have any uh like I'm not an unhappy child like यहाँ जा रहे 6 महीना and then you're moving into another city. It doesn't bother
Hmm.
me anymore.
You made friends in every
I
city
I
and
I did make friends in every city. I mean, I don't have a childhood friendship which is like from your chuddy buddy to college,
hmm,
but I have friends in different pockets of my life. So I think that has its own upside.
hmm. So it's basically it's all worked out, and it never really bothered you or affected you that
No,
much.
no. On the contrary, I now looking back, I
In
think it was
retrospect,
great. Yes, absolutely.
superb.
Hmm.
Let's talk about Elle Decor. 20 plus years means that you have seen the magazine go from something to another level. I wanna know what were the early days for you like. What was Elle Decor then? What you had in mind when you came, and how was the environment that time?
Wow, that's long ago, 2001. I think I joined Elle Decor when Elle Decor was completing the first anniversary. And this beautiful cover with a silver masthead Elle Decor written on it. And I was just admiring. And then, of course, it so happened that I joined Elle
Hmm.
Decor. I was the junior most member in the art department. There was just one art director, my boss back then. But I think it's surreal if I tell you that we used to, not we, I used to
Hmm.
literally uh, scan through thousands of transparencies. Those were the days of TPs, we call it transparencies. And I would put it on a light box, make a selection of images, get them, scan them myself,
Hmm.
sort of crop it and make it proper for the layout.
Hmm.
Back then, we used to do layouts in InDesign, Quark Express, and PageMaker. PageMaker was the software that we used to use,
I'm not.
and
I know InDesign. I
yeah,
know InDesign.
InDesign is what we use now,
Yeah.
but we used to do layouts in PageMaker,
Yeah.
which feels very, very ancient now.
Hmm.
But yeah, if I tell someone that I used to scan TPs and crop them and use them in, it's that process is unheard of.
Hmm.
But those were the fun days
Hmm.
back then. Of course, the entire landscape, the digital landscape has changed the way publications are now.
Hmm.
But I think, yeah, I come from a really old school where things
Hmm.
were done very differently.
Hmm.
Like of course, I told you about the 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 scanning process and everything, but there was also this laborious process that I was doing is after each magazine is closed, I would collect photographs, transparencies, writing materials, everything page by page. It
Hmm.
was cataloged and it was kept in our
Hmm.
like you make a literally a book of entire uh, material that goes into making
Hmm.
into one and stick it and like lots of hand doing. Like it was, if I look back at it, I think that is therapeutic to do it
Hmm.
now because there is nothing like that anymore.
Hmm.
Now you're just filing it in different folders and
Hmm.
you're always asking for more storage. And there's always this storage is never enough in today's day and age because you have so much material and so many options that you're always wanting more.
Hmm.
Back then it was okay, 8-page layout, 7 images, these are the transparencies, that's it.
Hmm.
Life was simpler, I would say.
No, but I think like you said, going a little bit back, that you used to do these tasks and started at the junior most level,
Mhm.
odd jobs and all that. I think that's where you learn how stuff is done, and as time moves on you can kind of start commanding, and you can kind of start seeing, okay, that work can be followed down by your team and kind of supervise on it also. So I think that's a very important learning curve for kind of growing and moving further in your career also.
100%, 100%, because I'm just one man and art director. She would do I mean, my boss would do the bigger stories, and rest everything was uh, my responsibility. And I think it's great because you're literally understanding starting from A and
Mm,
going to Z. So there's no steps that I missed. And I think that is what made me understand the entire science or the workings of bringing a magazine. I think
mm,
that that is something made me look at it from very different point of view. At
mm,
one point you'd be looking at it as a art director, at other time you would be also given a chance to do produce a shoot, which means you're going out in the market, you're looking for things, you're uh, on the streets, you're figuring things out at all the time. I think that's the best way to learn.
so it's been 1 year for me at Within, and in this 1 year I've seen some people come and some people go. But with you, you've been so loyal for the longest time. So in a generation which is See, I don't blame them, because sometimes I feel, okay, they learn something from here and now they're going. But I also feel at the same time that sticking with one company or a firm kinds of makes you grow from one level to another, and you kind of start accelerating your pace of learning, and you grasp more rather than jumping one ship to the other. What's your take on that?
Um, I think for me at Elle Décor, there has never been a dull day. Literally,
Mm,
even now I can say that. So from doing pages to art directing photo shoots, or doing photo shoots of homes, doing photo shoots for food, everything and anything, everything was, I was like a sponge. I was soak it
mm,
in.
mm,
And I think that is extremely important. Uh,
mm,
in though I do feel 24 years is a long time, but if your role keeps changing and if you're constantly learning, then what's the harm in it?
mm,
I do feel like a dinosaur sometimes, but I think it's okay. I
mm,
I mean, I genuinely don't like, look at me what I'm doing now. From
mm.
magazine, I'm from actually scanning transparencies to my team making videos from iPhones. Like, there is, the entire landscape has changed so drastically.
And
The
you've enjoyed
content,
enjoyed
yeah. So
that.
from publications, from a bi-monthly magazine, to developing content or working on content across social
Media,
media and events and brand solutions. So there is just so much
so much going
variety
on.
that you're constantly inspired and you're constantly on your edge, and like, let's do this, let's think
Mm,
differently. How can we make things work for audiences on Instagram? How should we do content on websites? Should it be long form? Should it be short form? So it's a plethora of things that is happening right now, and it is amazing that I have seen the journey back then,
mm,
and I can easily say, okay, this is something which will work now. Like,
mm,
audiences, the consuming patterns have changed
mm,
for content, so it makes us think differently every time.
mm. But it's interesting to think that you've taken it in a very positive side rather than a uh, because again, I understand that it's all fun and creative, but I've still seen people move on. But I still see you've taken it in a very positive side of learning and growth, and I think it's rewarded you in the best possible way.
It
Yeah.
has. But I think I mean, the younger generation don't have that kind of patience to wait it out, or that something word called instant gratification.
Mm.
They always want everything is immediate.
Now.
Yeah, everything is now, and I don't think you get anything immediately.
Mm,
It's so hence they keep jumping. But if you stay in one place for, I feel that they should at least give 3 to 5 years.
mm,
Then it's a great time frame. You get to
mm,
learn, you get to experience, you understand the little nuances that happen for in of the content, and that much time is, I feel it's
mm,
essential, which is currently lacking.
mm. So I think hopefully people see that, and youngsters, and kind of
Don't jump, I would say.
don't jump.
Don't
Yeah.
jump. Don't jump.
So in this period of again 20 plus years, editors have come and gone.
Hmm.
I'm sure you must have taken something from each one of them that you maybe now imbibe when you're the uh, editor now.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Of course, when Pramati was the editor, she was so meticulous, in particular about timings, about systems, and I think I have imbibed that from her.
Mm,
And it is one of the most important thing that I think shapes me as a personality
mm,
now. um, I follow that system. I know down the line, not everybody in this day and age are following those systems. Like, reaching for a meeting 15 minutes before
mm,
time
mm,
is something I do. And I don't think anybody does that. And then when you hear excuses like traffic tha and we got stuck here, and
mm,
I feel, I wish things were not so taken casually now. I think things slightly are way more casual than
mm,
it used to be. And I think it's something I would want to go back and have ethics, have systems in place. Uh, it also boils down to mutual respect for time or one
Mm.
another. And if that is there, then you will be on time because you value that person's time. uh, you will respond to someone in 2 days because yes, someone has reached out to you, you must respond. So these are the little things I follow in my, I mean, my being as editor,
Super.
which I have imbibed
Hmm.
from my previous editors.
Previous editors. Yeah,
Yeah.
so they must be on time, and
Yeah.
that's how you've seen kind of uh, them being on schedule, and now you're
Yeah, and there can't be any excuses. I don't understand how people can give excuses like there was traffic. Leave 15 minutes before. So
Hmm. Any design tips that you learned from them? Anything else about the magazine?
I think like I said, I was more like a sponge
Hmm.
board. I was just soak it in. I am a silent observer. I watch, learn, watch, learn, watch, learn.
Hmm.
And tip, I would say there is no shortcut to anything.
Hmm.
There is absolutely no shortcut. The more you do, the less it is. It only makes you better and confident. So you just have to do it.
Hmm.
Never say no to work is what someone had said it and it stayed with me. And I never say no to work. It has its ups, it has its down, but most of the time it's up. So yeah, never say no.
I'm personally learning from this.
Though I've been told now that you say yes a lot more. You should say no. So I'm going to be a little wiser there. Let's see.
Let's talk about now. I feel in the creative space, a lot of people take time to get inspired, reflect, create, ideate. But a magazine which is coming out so frequently, how are you kind of rushing it, but still keeping that creativity intact? How are you going about that? I know you're calm, so does that kind of help you, or do days go really crazy where you're like, work, work, work?
I think the one of the most important factor on whatever we do at Elle Decor is that we understand the readers, we understand our followers, we understand the entire uh, world of design slightly better with the sheer number of years, which is 24
Hmm.
years.
Hmm.
And we do have a pulse on the audience. We do have that pulse. And to keep that pulse alive with me and my team is most critical. So it's not single-handedly that I have to do anything. I have an excellent team of passionate people who are here because of the love of what we are doing. And if that is a commonality, then the results is what you're seeing at El Decor. So
Hmm.
I think if you, I know it's cliche, but if you love what you're doing, then it's never a job. And I think, yes, when it comes to trends or predicting materials or anything that we do, or we are constantly watching the design community. We are interacting with them
Hmm.
on many levels,
Hmm.
from interior designers to product designers. We have a very close equation with a lot of them, and we are learning from them,
Hmm.
watching their work, understanding their journey. So it's always we've sort of inspire each other in that sense, and I think that's is crucial to what
Hmm.
we do, and it shows in the content that we sort of take a direction for, whether it's print,
Hmm.
digital. It sort of kind of comes together by just feeding off each other and learning and watching.
Yeah, I, because I also see it with our social media, and you are doing it on a much, much more larger scale. And when I'm reading your magazine, it's like, okay, text bhi hai, photos bhi hai, and it has to be certain way, the size hai, so many things have to be covered. It's crazy. So managing that in a month or two with Saturday, Sunday off is,
No, it's
I
chaotic.
think,
There is I'm not going to mince word. It's crazy, and team does have
hmm,
massive stress on deadlines, and especially with digital and social media. you have to be constantly churning content. So yes, I agree, there is a lot of pressure because everything, there is so much noise and clutter on social media, that to be able to get your voice out there, you have to make that much more effort. So
Mm,
either, so now there was a time when you would do quality over quantity.
mm,
Now we do quality and quantity both,
mm,
which means we just have to do a lot.
mm,
And it can be daunting. I will not say that it's not. It is daunting. So we do have Monday mornings or Tuesday mornings are dedicated for brainstorming or
mm,
ideating and thrashing ideas, and it goes through this entire rigmarole till we
mm,
come down to an idea that we think is, perfect for a season. So I think no, it is a lot of
mm.
thoughts that are discussed within the team member. Of course, it's a very small team member, so it's easy to control, easy to, sort of work together. But that also has a downside to it, that means everybody's doing literally multitasking.
Mm.
But I think that's the way of life right now in the publication world. Everybody multitasks.
With you doing so much, meeting so many people constantly, and traveling, where do you get the time for some me time, and how do you keep your calm?
Well, I'm glad you're thinking I look calm. There's a lot of chaos inside, which I am hiding. The me time happens the moment I'm on my way back home, and thinking which vegetable should I buy or what should I cook for dinner. So we have a system in my house where dinners, we all make our own dinners.
Sweet.
So yeah, my son makes his own eggs. My husband has his, again, vegetarian diet.
Mm,
I grudgingly make eggs
mm,
because I need to eat protein, and I'm a vegetarian, but I eat eggs. So it's the moment I start thinking it, it's you I have left the office thoughts behind.
mm.
Of course,
Good.
there will be messages on a
Yeah.
phone which you have to take. At my position, if you don't take, it's not on, because I know there are multiple decisions that are waiting for my, so I have to
Kind
oscillate
of be there
between,
also.
yes, be there also.
Mm,
And another me time I think is great when I'm traveling, actually.
mm.
I know it can be hectic, but I try to switch off on flights are the best time. I've started to use my flight times to actually switch off now.
You sleep or read or what do you do?
No, I can't sleep on flights, so either I watch movies or
Uh,
I close my eyes and try to meditate, which
uh.
I'm failing miserably, but I'm going to go on till I get it. So I think the travel, I've learned to now relax a little bit on the travels. Of course, my social media doesn't say that. Social media always shows like, oh my God, you're having fun, you're a globe trotting, editor, this, that, everything. But let me say it out here on this. Everybody in my team is traveling. Everybody gets a chance to. They are all writing
Mm.
and experiencing things. There is a lot happening in the industry right now. So it seems a lot because it is a lot. There is a lot of activity going on. I think post pandemic, when the focus shifted towards home, the entire perspective of home changed, right? Everybody is focused on home, and a lot has happened since then, and we also sort of imbibe that somewhere down the line.
How are we remembering all of these names of so many people that we are meeting?
I don't, I don't remember. I'm very bad with names. I apologize. But yeah, I think I have a goldfish memory, so I can get away with it. I don't remember.
No, so because I'm asking because it's happened with me also.
You
So I'm
half my
st
age. It shouldn't happen with you.
No, so it's maybe a thing that I've gotten from maybe mom or dad. So I blame them.
Blame them, blame
I
them.
don't blame me.
Uh,
Uh, but yeah, it for me to chalo it's nothing.
no,
But for
I
you
think
every day,
no, so I'll tell you, if you meet a person for just couple of times, you will not remember the names. But the moment you form an equation and you are talking and you and there is an association, and then it's slowly sort of, then you will not forget. So I think meeting someone on a slightly more incidents will then ease. That's how I ease out and remembering. Then I remember. But yeah, otherwise
Hmm.
it's very difficult and it is very embarrassing. And I'm
Hmm.
in front of the person smiling and saying hi, and I'm like, "What's the name, Mrudul? What's the name, Mrudul? What's the name, Mrudul?" And
But I think it's only natural. You know, when
yeah,
you
and
develop that
thankfully,
conversation,
a
then
lot of
you
us are like that. So now
ah
nobody even minds it,
ah
because that opposite person sometimes
yeah,
also has forgotten my name. So
yeah,
I like to
it's
think like
okay.
that. They don't remember my name. I don't know. It's okay. It's cool.
So I have to ask you this: meeting people, making connections, having good relationships, making new bonds with people. I'm sure there must have been some requests for personal favors like features or kind of wanting a connection to something. How do you deal with those situations? Even when sometimes you might like the work, but there's just no space to accommodate, or how does that happen?
Mm, I'll tell you what, how we work. We do, first of all, give the respect to anybody who reaches out to us with an answer. I think that is extremely critical. I think it is important that the other person, whoever has written to us, gets to know whether it's a yes, no, or a maybe. Uh, if
From
there
your
is,
end?
from my end, yes, and that is what I like to inculcate in my team, and we do get back to them. Of course, sometimes we miss it, sometimes there are crazy emails, those things are there, but
Hmm.
I think the first step is to let them know whether it's a yes or a no or a maybe. And we are very candid and open about it. We tell them that, okay, we cannot do print, but we would love to do it in digital. We do have a platform now. There is print and there is digital, and across digital there is so much that one can do. There are different ways that we do things now. So I always feel that somewhere or the other we try and make it happen.
Hmm.
We do take harsh decisions and say no also at the same time. It's not like it's everything is in yes, but it's a very democratic decision that we all internally take as a team, and we see the merit. Okay, this may work here, so let's do here. This has a beautiful bathroom, and so we would like to add it to the bathroom listicles,
Hmm.
because a lot of our audiences come to our website for ideas. So say if you want 10 best bathrooms, then we would have that collation. So we try and see how we can use the content that comes to us in the best possible manner.
So this content which is coming is also, I'm sure this is over emails or over WhatsApp or whatever, but
Emails, WhatsApps, Instagram, DMs, everywhere,
hmm,
which actually is, I find it extremely annoying. I'm still very old school. I like people so emailing me, so we reply and say kindly request you to please email, and then one of us get back to them. But it's everywhere, unfortunately, right now.
is it like, I believe it's easier to kind of give a uh, not a negative, but kind of convey the message no in a easier manner on email. But I'm sure you must have had those uh, moments in physical life where you're actually in front of someone and you have to kind of break the ice of saying no. And how is that like?
It's not the best thing.
Mm,
It is very tricky, and over the years, industry, the design community, a lot of them are very dear to me. We have, by the sheer number of years, we've worked very closely with each other,
yeah.
and it is tough sometimes to say no. But as a policy at Elle Decor, we anyways uh, don't really commit. But we do try and give a clear idea as to, okay, we will do a print story,
Mm,
but we can't do it now, so we'll do it after, say, 6 months. Are you willing to wait? And we leave it for them, and if they're willing to wait is something, then we take it forward. So it's done with as much respect for each other, is
mm.
what I can say. And if it is not working, we do say it's not working. And I think by being open and clear about what you want to say, people get that and they understand it. And I think it works well in the end. They understand, okay, nahi ho raha hai, to nahi ho raha hai.
But in order for that, there has to be proper and decent, calm conversation and kind of
Yes,
let
yes.
them know in a
Because I
very
know how
decent
much
way.
effort goes into every project,
Hmm.
and I know it is disheartening when you are sort of said, no, we can't. But for us also at Elle Décor, we need to have a content which flows in a certain manner. Uh, we need, we do try to be choosy and picky while being approachable and while
Accommodating.
including and accommodating. We still try and I feel that the it's such a large country. There are audiences for all. Like, there are different kinds of people, different cultures. So we try and see how best we can maneuver. But if it's a no, it's a no.
Which is your favorite article or story that you've published, which you think that has either made a deeper connection with you, or it has contributed to society or the community greatly?
I think undoubtedly my favorite story or my favorite moment of my career will be meeting BV Doshi and shooting his house and having a meal with him on his dining table while we are shooting the house. It still gives me
Mm,
goosebumps. That has been the best moment because when you're with Mr. Doshi, you just it's unexplainable. Anybody who's a BV Doshi fan will know what I'm
mm,
talking about. But I think having a very candid conversation with him, and it is so funny that he being a Pritzker winner, he has actually come and sat with me and seen in my computer and has told me,
mm,
how do you do this? What is how are we putting these two images together? What goes behind him? Like, he actually is asking me questions
to
instead of
learn,
me. Yeah,
yeah.
like that's the curiosity he had. And I
I think
I
all successful people are like that.
and the with the humbleness that he has around him, you feel everybody should be like this. World would be a better place. Like, I know I have done numerous shoots,
Mm,
numerous as in numerous shoots, house shoots. Very few people do call and say thank you. A lot of them do, but with BV Doshi, I he had called me to just say thank you, Mrudul. The feature looks amazing. I literally fell off my chair. I couldn't believe that BV Doshi had called me to say, like, that's not very rare. And I think that is what he is and what he left behind as his legacy. I think this is my all-time favorite moment for my rest of my life. It's not even like
mm,
it's one of the best moments, eating food and chatting with him, having chai and talking about everything under the sun
mm.
in that one day.
You had fun full day with him.
Oh my God, I will never forget that.
And
Full
and
day.
he was very open and about shooting and
Absolutely. In fact,
taking part and
yeah. So I've done multiple shoots with him. Of course, the house shoot is what I spoke about, but there was this another shoot we did in Ahmedabad where we were just going with him to different projects, from one project to the other. Khushnu, of course, is facilitator, and she's a very dear friend of mine now. She and me were taking him from one house to the other. It so happened, Ishan, that every photograph there is a ray of light falling on him. That it's so strange, but when I look back, like, it's funny. Everywhere there is a beautiful light falling on him or a shadow, like it's literally pointing at him, and it has happened
multiple
unknowingly, but
times.
I find it very special. And he has been literally sportive. He was unwell, but
Hmm.
there is so much zest for life that he has. It's very contagious, and that changes you as a person. The way he talks to people, uh, the way he is with surrounding, with nature, with his architecture. It's just, you cannot not get inspired.
I can kind of understand where you're coming from, because I feel that some people who cross that threshold, like there's a threshold and then there's you cross that threshold of excellence, and I think that's not where your excellence or your expertise of your subject comes in place, but that's when your uh, human personality comes in place, and I think that's also a reason why they cross that threshold.
I
Yeah.
guess so. Like I was just a mere art director when I
uh,
shot the first project. Uh, there have been instances where the team is not treated well if that he or she is a junior level.
mm,
But with Vivi Doshi, I was just like,
super.
yeah.
I also know that you are a movie buff,
Yes.
so I want to know your top three movies.
Emily, Godfather trilogy. Maybe the third one, let's take Mahanayak of Satyajit Ray.
Okay,
Yeah. Or Pather Panchali.
got it.
Yeah.
How how does your love for film influence, does it influence your creativity? Do you take inspiration from film directors or inspiration from how they have shot? Because you're telling a story, they're telling a story. Does that kind of correlate?
I'll tell you the joy of film for me started because at Fine Arts,
Hmm.
we actually in the 4 years we used to have a Fine Arts Film Club, FAFC, and that's where it all started.
Mm.
We used to watch world cinema as part of our college curriculum, and I think it changed the way we looked at things.
Mm.
Definitely, that was the beginning of for me to like movies. Of course, my peers and all. Then I got um, inspired by what everybody around me was always a movie buff, be it my husband or he's a Bengali and he's comes with the entire Satyajit Ray and Rabindranath Tagore
Yeah,
sort of a culture. But for us, FAFC, which is Fine Arts Film Club, set a tone for us and it changed the way we look at things. And I think that subconsciously, I think it
it
always
influences.
influences. And look at Wes Anderson or look at Amelie for that matter. The movie has literally three primary colors. Amelie, I'm
Mm.
speaking in particular,
Mm.
red, green, and with a hint of blue. Now, if you look at that frame,
I've not seen.
it's
I'll
you
see.
have to see it. It's a must-see movie. It's just beautiful how three colors can make a frame look so pretty.
Mm.
And of course, from that framing, what my takeaway is a composition. Like,
So there's small takeaways from
oh my
all
God,
of these.
immense, immense,
All of
immense.
these.
So, how you crop a image in your page or how you crop a frame
Mm.
on your social media, it's all about a composition at the end of the day.
Super. Uh, I also want to know how you predict trends or what will work, what will not work because of so many years of being here. How do you spot patterns and kind of work towards seeing how it works?
This is actually we at Elle Décor, I think my colleague Sonia that used to helm this department, and she was amazing at spotting trends. I must mention her because the way she would pick up color, it is very intuitive, but at the same time, by the sheer workings of Elle Décor, you sort of amalgamate what you see
Hmm.
and see if it can be translated well. To see the translation, it was extremely important to see what is in the market, which at any given point, the style department does that. So currently, I have my creative director Yashika, who knows what's in the stores. Her team is seeing, okay, there are fabrics of this particular shade. There
Hmm.
are wallpapers. The furniture, suddenly you do see, the booklet trend, for example. So
Yeah.
it's just about understanding what's happening across the market in different segments, as well as is it something that you feel, and that feeling of the intuitiveness of whether it will work or not, it has so many factors that I can't really categorize and tell you, but it's a knowledge of many levels across
Hmm.
different segments. So I think it all sort of comes
Comes
together,
together.
and then of course editorially we all bounce it off with each other and see whether, so a lot of decisions are
Hmm.
collective, and some when the style team feels no, this is the trend, even if there have been instances
Hmm.
where they have predicted something which is absolutely not in the market,
Hmm.
but
And didn't went well.
no, it goes well because after they make you see it, you start seeing it everywhere.
Okay. Okay.
That's how it happens. So say for example,
Okay. Got it.
there a year back we were just black is not considered auspicious, right, in our culture, but couple of years back there was so many products in black color
Hmm.
and beautiful black color products, so we actually felt like let's do it. It's what we are seeing it, and we did like the wish list we call it, and we did a fabulous spread of black products, and to date that page is one of my favorite. It just looks so stunning.
Hmm.
So it works both
Both
ways.
ways.
Yeah. And sometimes if they say, stripes is something it's going to be big, if you may not see it then, but
Hmm.
mark my words, if I say that stripes is what you will see, you will start noticing it
Hmm.
everywhere. So I think that psyche sort of works sometimes.
I'm curious to also know what's your take on trends versus timelessness? Which are you more inclined towards personally also?
Personally, I would say timelessness because trends, I think I'm a bit of an anti-trend person because I think it varies from person to person what they like at what conjunction of life you are and what you want at that point, and it changes. So it ultimately should boil down to what gives you joy, and that always is sort of becomes timeless then. It should not be a fad. So yeah, I'm more of a timeless person.
Hmm.
Not, I shouldn't be saying this as an editor because we predict trends every uh,
No, but it's okay. It's a personal
but
choice,
so
and
for us, it's okay. Let me put it in a better way. Though, so trends is something I see it as styles that are passing by. So there is a certain material or a color which is predominant in those months, and those in those colors also you will find something which is timeless. So it's also depends on how you look at
hmm,
that color or a material.
like uh, I think that's also very well put. One example that I'm getting off the top of my head is that when boucle came,
Hmm.
you know, we also wanted to work with it,
Hmm.
but we the shape of the furniture was in a way that it's timeless, but we worked with boucle, so it's kind of a mixture of timeless and
Correct,
trend
correct.
in
So
that terms.
ultimately, I think you have to hone that and make it
Hmm.
yours.
Hmm.
That is how you will sort of
Hmm.
give the best. Otherwise,
Hmm.
a lot of things will happen. Doesn't mean you jump on the bandwagon and just do because it's happening. The booklet did
Hmm.
do that, but
Hmm.
yeah.
So now I'm coming to something that I feel is very interesting. The rise of the internet and social media have changed the atmosphere of how we publish things now, how media works now, and you've been involved in it firsthand, and you've understood it. You've seen it change over these years. Do you personally like it? Do you not like it? How do you handle it? Uh, Just want to know more about that.
Wow, there has been a massive, massive shift in the way content is being consumed right now. Of course, everything is via Instagram
Hmm.
and technologies, science, everything is changing rapidly with AI coming in. It's even getting more and more
Yeah.
complicated. Uh, what it does scare me a little bit, uh, but I think we will find it's sort of, I feel it will soften a bit. Right now, there is extreme overload of information. Everything is on an extreme. And
On
with,
social media, you're saying.
yes, absolutely, social media. But that also makes me realize the joy of reading a magazine.
Physical,
Yeah,
yeah.
reading and folding a magazine, holding it upside
Hmm.
down, lying down, reading, and no notifications to distract you. And I think people are going to be wanting that because
Hmm.
ultimately you want to take information which sort of sits in your head for longer time and not like I don't want it. It can't be like you've seen one image and in 3 seconds you've seen the other and another 2 seconds and you moved on and you
Mm.
don't remember what you saw
Mm.
2 minutes ago. So the whole the way it sort of plays with you, I don't think it's the right way.
So you've kind of predicted that okay, it might go up, but
No,
eventually
no.
it'll
See,
come down.
there's no denying that patterns have changed.
Huh.
The younger generation don't know what books are. They have only understood Kindles, and anyway, people are taking, they are very tablet friendly people.
Yeah.
So that is a different. I would say it's a kind of a massive change right there.
Mm.
But at the same time, I feel there is requirement to have that calm and peace of a
Mm.
long read. The joy of long read should not go, and I don't think it will.
Mm.
On the contrary, I think it will come back. The joy of print will come back. It might be a different content that you develop for a long format. Like the joy of reading will come. The the kind of stories that will happen on a print media will be different from what will happen from digital. It already is.
Mm.
We already like at Elle Décor when we do content, there is a different sort of content which is used for Pinterest. Strategies for social media, which is especially Instagram, is completely different. Website also has its different
Own
sort of
strategies. Yeah.
own strategies. Some is long, some is short, and it has to be a mix of both. And similarly, print, I think, will become more like a collector's copy.
Mm.
I feel there should be um, things that one should pick it up anytime and read, and it should give you joy at the end of the
Mm.
day. So I think let's see how it goes. I'm also waiting to see how it actually pans out after this sort of hyperbole and the
Yeah.
craziness that sort of settles down.
Mm. Yeah, I also I agree that it's on a rise right now and it's information overload and
Too
there's
much.
so
I
many
think it's
things
too
being
much.
posted on a daily basis. But see, yeah, that's a con, but the pro for me is that
If
like we're doing this podcast.
Yeah.
You know, the natural feel of the of what we are having
Yeah,
experiencing right now and the reach is
the
very,
reach
very
of
natural.
this media is unmatchable. There is no doubt in
Mm.
that. So hence, I feel there should be this. They both will survive. It just you have to find a way of the soft spot that you will want for print and how
Yeah.
you want to navigate your content across the social media platform. That is
Mm.
going to be the key.
See, come to think of it, I also enjoy going through the L whenever I see it.
On Instagram,
No, no, no.
on the
On the
magazine, on a
magazine.
hard copy.
On a hard copy. So I do that in my cabin alone when no one is there. I take my time. Dad, I know dad does it. Mom does it on, with the design team and,
Hmm.
everyone's brainstorming. But yeah, I think there's a charm with that also. And you're right. Let's see
It's we
how it
all
goes.
want to see how it pans out. But I do know a lot of young designers or even old designers, like my dad. He's so social media savvy. It's insane.
Wow.
And I never imagined him taking a liking to this. But he does both. Like in the morning, he'd be doing crosswords on a newspaper, and rest of the
The,
day is Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and it's amazing. So I think there are there are people who are
uh,
taking the best of both,
both. Yeah.
and some are getting there. But I don't think you can ignore social media
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
Not ignoring and kind of finding one account amidst all this social media is your account that I found, which is filled with a lot of crafty things that
Food.
your and food. So the crafty things that your son keeps on making and the food. So are we expecting Mrudul Pathak Kundu to come out with a cookbook very, very soon?
Oh, I wish. No, I wish, Ishan. But I would actually uh, don't mind making a book of recipes of mother's food.
Uh,
Like the best food that I have had is any mother's food. Whatever mothers cook, it has been the best. I mean, but that has no recipe. It's the love. So I don't know how that will happen. But yeah, yeah, my Instagram is overloaded with food. That's my happy place.
No, I'm glad. Something why I really feel is the need to ask you, and I think you are one of the right people who can uh, give me a correct answer on this because you've been in L and you've seen this firsthand. So, architecture was something that was always very male dominated, I feel, back early.
Hmm.
And 20 years back, interior designers were not as readily available like they are now. So, interior design, I feel, was not as accessible
Hmm.
back then.
Hmm.
Now, being a part of so many stories, publishing so many stories, talking to so many people, do you think that the industry has changed in terms of its inclusivity to women?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I'm sure there are challenges and on sites, and I hear people
Yeah,
saying that, women were not taken seriously. But I don't think that's the case anymore.
anymore.
I don't think so, but um, I think it's fairly fair right now. If I can say that so myself,
Mm.
like we are at Elle Décor are all women team.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that.
there's literally all of us are women, and it's always been like that. We used to have one or two boys in the past. I've had my art director
Mm.
who's was a, a sweet boy
Mm.
from Kerala, but I'm just saying it's always been a women's team. I don't think it should it isn't the case anymore.
And you feel it wasn't or it's changed and now it's more inclusive.
Media always have had women
Okay.
anyways a lot, but if you're talking about interior
And
designers and
architecture.
architects, I think yes, you may have point where architecture is dominated by,
Mm.
but I have met such fabulous women who are doing equally good work. So I think,
Mm. No, for this podcast, I have met so many fabulous
yeah,
women who
exactly.
are doing incredibly well.
Like Shruti is an architect,
Mm.
but she is a writer as well. So
Mm.
I think it's fairly inclusive. One cannot,
Mm.
though I don't, please don't hate all the women designers who
Mm.
think I'm
Yeah,
overstepping and saying it for them, but I think I find it fairly balanced in that sense.
understood.
Hmm.
I want to know how you are as a leader at Elle Decor now. I want to know your leadership styles. You talk about kindness a lot. Does that reflect in your leadership style? And how are you managing your team on a daily basis?
Wow. When you say leader and all, it's, I think the first thing one needs to say to oneself is um, that you're not a boss. You're here to do work together. So I try to not be a boss. I have had bosses who have, you know, thrown shit fits in
Hmm,
front of me.
hmm,
And I have said, this is something I will not do. So I try to be as empathetic towards my team. I try to be as kind as possible. On Also because I have seen the entire journey and the rigmarole of doing everything. Um, I think it just comes in like we are all here to work and we need to understand each other. And if we are kinder towards each other, it just makes the entire situation better. Though, of course, I do have my crazy days, which my team is very well aware of, and they don't come near the door or knock at it when they sense it. I'm
yeah.
fairly transparent. If I am
Uh,
unhappy, it shows on my face. But Ishan, back then when I came from Baroda, which is a not like a very metro or a big city. It's a small. I mean, it's grown, of course. I came to Bombay and I I had an accent in my English. I still have because I'm a Maharashtrian who's lived in Gujarat and came to Bombay in search of a job. And I did have a certain accent which was very Guju sized.
hmm,
I was made fun of. I was made fun of my accent, and in the early days it bothered me.
hmm,
because it does, because you're new, you're in this big city, you have nobody to look after, to you don't know where to go to. You, it's just with you and your friends who, and it used to bother me. And then over the years, one sort of, gets used to situations. And then I heard someone say something really interesting, saying that if you have an accent, which means you know more than one languages, be proud of it. And that's it. It immediately, I was like, why was I even feeling shitty? Why is it that, just because you have a Gujarati accent, or if you say a certain name in a typical way, is made fun of? And now it doesn't bother me. But it took a while, but I guess, and that these kind of little experiences make you think, and you sort of be kinder, I think. Yeah.
So these kind of experiences kind of take you or make you grow and make you learn. And truly feel that I've sensed that you are not on the same page as me, but I truly feel that you know uh, there was exceptional determination from you to be very flexible in your early days, to be moving around and then coming to Bombay. And as you said, like, these things happened when you initially came, and to grow despite of having these moments in life. uh, what is one advice that you would want to give your younger self, or women who are pursuing their careers in any field for that matter, with warm hearts and steel minds?
I think you have to. Oh, wow, that was a very tough question, Ishan. Uh, I think you just have to keep doing things. It's very simple. There is, uh, wow, how do I articulate this?
So many years of experience, and you've been just
Because,
asked to.
uh, see, if you look at, there are two ways to look at a situation. One situation is, okay, I came from Baroda and I uh, worked in this city, grew up,
Mm,
changed jobs,
mm.
kept doing things one after the other. And here is where I am, what I am. It can be looked at it simplistically as well. I mean, if you put yourself on a pedestal, then you are on a pedestal. I feel one should just be and just do what comes your way. And then
Keep
things,
moving.
yeah, then things happen. Um, like back then, when I came to Bombay, Ishan, we used to not have enough money to sit in a restaurant, or, have a good meal, because we were limited in terms of our monies. And we would sit in Marine Drive, on Marine Drive, have that sing chana, have that little chai. And till date, those are the happy
Happy.
days.
Yeah.
And back then, of course, it was all of us, like whoever came from different cities, that
Mhm.
was our hangout point. And it's just that it's so much joy in that. You have to, if you go through that process, whatever comes your way is you just accept it and move on. I don't think you should look at it with a lens like, oh my god, what you did.
What you did.
Yeah, I think everybody um, comes with incredible stories. So I'm just one of them.
Mm.
I'm literally one of them.
No, that's very humble of you to say, but no, as you said rightly, that at that point of time you kind of say, okay, I'm jumping into this, and then in retrospect, after years, like, I am viewing your story, is that okay? You did this, and it kept on moving.
Yeah, I
Whereas,
wasn't thinking that. I just kept on doing. For me, it was always about, like I said, never say no to work. So I
yeah,
would do, okay, you have to do this work today. Yes, you probably, there was a time when I was double shifting with two magazines. So mornings I would do with Elle Décor, afternoons I would do with a magazine called India Wali Brides. That was another publication under Rogan. So anything and everything is, in terms of work, I have
mm,
done it. I've never said no. And I think that only has given me a great confidence. And just I can now, there is nothing that I I mean, I don't have any fear of anything. I can do everything.
I'm so
That
glad.
increases the confidence, I guess,
Yeah.
by doing everything.
Yeah. No, and it's something that
Also,
is
I feel
being
sometimes
captured by
people,
me also right
no,
now.
so sometimes people give too much importance of, shall I do this? What will be
Mm,
the repetition? Why are you thinking so much? You are given a job, first do it and then think.
then
Here, I feel the younger first thinks first and then does it.
mm.
I don't know if it makes sense, but
No, it makes sense. Once, this was before I kind of uh, I was into cycling.
huh,
So this was when I said, okay, I need the best cycle, and then I need the best shoes, and I need the best socks, and then I'll start cycling. So it shouldn't be like that.
yeah,
It shouldn't be like you hop in, and then things can automatically
yeah.
start moving on.
Yeah, I think probably in my case, uh, I can say that I have good karma.
Mm,
I mean, I can say that now. I found incredible people
mm,
across, incredible people from start till now, and it's just only getting better. I meet the most amazing people, and I'm very fortunate that I am getting to meet these
mm,
incredible, not just design community, but else everywhere in
mm.
different walks of life.
Now taking it from a serious question to a fun round, and let me get excited for it. Wait, ready for it.
Hmm.
So this round is called Rank It. It's a game that we're gonna play,
Okay.
and I'm gonna ask you a series of questions, and those questions will have three options that we give you.
Okay.
Okay? And you have to rate it. Okay, this is my number one preference, this is my number two preference, and this is my number three
This is
preference.
my coffee with Karan moment.
Kind of, yeah, yeah.
I loved that part of that show, and I'm very happy you're doing this.
It's fun. Okay, so rank your top workplace vibe. Is it music on blast, pin drop silence, or a buzzing brainstorm session?
Buzzing brainstorm session would be number one. Silence will be number two, and music will be number three.
Okay.
Today I feel like that way. I know music, I love music a lot,
But
but
today in
today,
the
today, today
atmosphere,
I'm loving the silence.
yeah. What's your happy place for ideas to strike? A coffee shop corner, your office desk, or a sunny park bench?
All three. It,
All three.
yeah, life is on the streets. Life is outside. So
All
wherever
three.
you're buzzing.
Hmm. What topics apart from decor get you most excited to cover? Fashion, dreamy travel tales, or lifestyle tips?
Mm, fashion, dreamy travel trips, and then
No, as it is, as we've written.
yes.
Rank the chaos during magazine launches, racing against deadlines, hitting creative walls, or managing picky clients.
I think deadlines would be number one.
Hmm,
Number two would be the second one, literally in the order of what you said.
understood.
Yeah.
The second
And
one is hitting creative walls and then picky clients.
yeah, I think picky clients is at number two, and
Okay. Hitting creative walls
walls
is
is at lowest. Yeah.
your perfect start to a day. This I'm interested in. A meditation session, a strong cup of coffee, or a quick exercise session.
Well, I would want exercise session, but that doesn't happen. So strong cup of coffee for me, number one. That's my
Go to.
go to. Oh my God, that just charges me for the day,
Yeah.
entire day. Then this, what are the second one? Coffee is number one.
Coffee, meditation, or an exercise
Coffee is number one. Meditation, if I can, is number two, and exercise is
is
number three.
number three. Rank these travel escapes for you: breezy mountains, sun kissed beaches, or storied historic cities.
Oh wow. I think historic cities, then mountains, and then beaches.
Hmm. The next one is very, very interesting for me. Where would you love to set up base forever? Paris, New York, or Tokyo?
Well, I have only been to Paris out of this three,
Huh,
so Paris.
Paris. Okay. What's your ultimate comfort food craving? Homemade delicacies, street food, or junk snack binges?
No,
I
no,
think
no,
homemade.
no. Home food,
What
yeah,
from what
yeah.
I could guess.
Sadhavaran bhat, the typical Maharashtrian Sadhavaran bhat toop is my go-to.
What's your favorite format to read a magazine? Classic print, slick digital, or snappy social media?
I think I have a, I mean, because we made a drastic shift of content, for me, one should do a mix of all. So
Okay.
I do like to read certain articles on print, but I also enjoy,
The digital
yeah,
readers.
endlessly looking at gossipy pink villas, or I thoroughly I enjoy that as well.
Yay, honesty is there.
Yeah.
Rank your favorite meals of the day: breakfast, treats, power packed lunches, or cozy dinners.
Well, my husband stopped my breakfast. I'm on
Mm.
intermittent diet, so it's lunch and dinner for me. So lunch.
Lunch is better than dinner.
Yeah.
Fine. Which family pastimes do you secretly love the most? Friendly board game wars, movie marathon, or big family dinners?
I think as a childhood, we used to play a lot of card games.
Hmm.
So for me, card games has a very special
Hmm.
place. And then movie marathon, of course, is the second one.
Hmm. Rank.
Dinners means I have to work a lot for
Uh-huh.
that dinner, which means there's a lot of cooking and cleaning before and after.
So
So dinner is a lot
that's
of
not
work.
priorities.
Well, I like eating, but what comes after is not, I'm
Is not
not
fun.
very
Not
fond of.
looking forward to. Rank these stress busting activities: zoning out with music, a mini nap session, or meditating for a reset.
Music any day.
Understood. Okay, we can leave it at music also.
Yeah.
We can leave the other two also.
Yeah, music is fine. Meditating, I'm trying. It's not happening, Ishan. हो नहीं
Why?
रहा है हो नहीं रहा है I'm so buzzed and so wired all the time with 100 thoughts going on at all at one time that
When do you try it? In the morning?
I try it in the morning, I try to do it in the night, uh, but I have a record of 3 seconds.
Chalo, I'll keep in touch so that I know when you're good at it. Then I'll take tips.
I hope I do. I believe it is brilliant when it happens. So
Hmm.
I want it to happen. So let's see.
Thank you so much. We
Okay,
are
done.
at the end of the session. I am extremely thankful and honored to be sitting next to you, having this lovely, lovely conversation with you. I think I'm I can say for the people who are listening to us and watching us, but more importantly, I want to say for myself, I feel that I have gained a lot of learning from this conversation, and I will always be in touch. So, this is for you a very, very small, humble token of our appreciation
This is beautiful. Do you realize the colors are like in sync with
in
us
sync
today?
today. Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you so much,
It's a
Ishan. Thank you so much
coincidence.
for having me. I think I was unnecessarily worried.
And I have something else also that I would want to take home as a memento if I could get you to sign
Okay,
on it.
I
Yeah, yeah, it's a little bit heavy.